My team pulled a tax record, and that house was built in 2006. This police report is in 2018. So what are we talking about? So we need to understand what allegedly happened in the house. We need answers. That's all we need. That's all we need. Answers. We ain't say you did anything. This young man is going to come on. He's going to talk his piece or whatever, and we need answers. But if you come back and talk about, oh, the video that Bishop Whitehead got was old, and the person that sent it to him, allegedly, we're going to sue him because the judge said that none of those were facts, and they were thrown out, and it was dismissed. So now we're going to hear something new. We're going to hear with our own ears from the alleged victim. We need answers. That's all I'm saying. We need answers. And for every pastor, gospel singer, for everybody that Larry Reid ruined their life, come on in. The next person say, man, please stop, I'm blocking you, okay? Because I'm just going to be listening and blocking. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to listen, block, listen, block. I got my nerds. I got my nerds. I got my nerds. And I got to preach tomorrow, y'all. Oh, it's going to be a word tomorrow. Whoa! I might preach. We need answers. Woo! Yeah. So I got my nerds. I'm dropping my nerds already. James, see? All right. So he's going to be calling me in 5 minutes. I'm trying to find my other commercial. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to get my commercial. Truth. Boom. Not that one. Not that one. Lead. Brendan. Dang. All right. So, hold on. I got to get this dag on. All right. So Instagram, it's going to pause real fast, right? But I got to send something. Hold on, Instagram, because I need this other thing. Hold on.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me as we watch Bishop Whitehead's live tonight concerning Larry Reid. He did decide to pause his live for a few minutes. He is waiting for a man to join him so that they can
All
talk about
right.
alleged accusations. He's back.
All right, brother. Hold on 1 second, okay? Just give me 2 seconds. All right. All right. I have him on the line, but thank you so much for your help. And you know who I'm talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So I just wanted to make sure that I have my other commercial. Want to make sure that I have my other commercial. Hold on 1 second, brother. All right. So are y'all ready?
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
I'm sorry for that commercial, y'all. All right. I just want to play it one more time because I just need y'all to understand the mentality of this young man.
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick. I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay. I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher, and they're sleeping with a student or however, I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny. I ain't gonna tell no lie.
All right, everybody. So, listen, I have a gentleman on the line, and this young man I just recently met, and dope kid, man, dope dude. I told him, you got a brother. You have a brother now, and I'm with you. And I'm not going to do too much talking. I was going to play some of the recordings that I played before with this young man, with this young man's voice, as he spoke about allegations of Larry Reid and what was allegedly done to him. However, this is his truth, and I just want him to speak. And this, let me tell y'all something about this, right? I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a blogger, right? And when victims or alleged victims have to relive, just pretty much victims. When you're victimized with something and you have to bring it back up, you have to relive it, right? So, I want him, like I said, take his time to say what he needs to say, and just be himself. But I want us to understand what I'm doing as the bishop, right? There are allegations of child molestation, right? And this stuff is covered up in the church. I have a huge platform, okay? And my thing is this: we have to stop covering up these child molestation cases, right? In its totality. But in the church, how can we say we are men and women of God and we are protecting predators in the church? Okay, so I don't care what y'all talk about. Now, let me tell y'all something about me. I don't have to preach at nobody's church. I got my own. I have my own platform. I don't need no pastor to like me. Y'all know me. I'm 10 toes down. I don't need no bishops to like me. I don't need no deacons to like me. I don't need no ushers to like me. I came from the dirt, okay? And this is why I'm using my platform for what I want to use it for. And this young man is a brother to me now, and I have to say it for political reasons and technicality that he is an alleged victim. However, he's going to tell his truth, okay? And however he want to do it. So I want to make sure that you guys can hear him. Brother, just say something real fast, and I want to make sure everybody can hear you clearly. Just say hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right. Did y'all hear him clearly, y'all? Because I want to make sure that everybody can hear him. And I want to make sure that you guys are clear, hear him clearly, because I'm going to let him do the talking. I'm going to ask my questions. And that's another thing, y'all. I keep getting inboxes talking about praying. I'm praying. You super saints, get off of my page, all right? Because I'm tired of y'all, all right? What are you praying for? What are you praying for? And this is why the church is the way it is. What are you praying for? Oh, I'm praying. You should have been praying, because there's predators in the pulpit. And guess what? Y'all be covering it up. So we have an allegation here. And I'm going to use my platform to be a platform of, we need answers. We need answers. Everybody, oh, I'm praying. Well, you want to know what? Go in your prayer closet and pray for you. Because I'm going to do what God told me to do. Okay? All right? I don't need clickbait, right? I'm Bishop Whitehead. All you got to do is Google me. For the last 3 months, I've been front page on every newspaper. So I don't need none of that. What I need is the church to start protecting our young people, protecting our women, and stop letting these men do what they want to do. That's what, and I want to be able to protect the church. This Larry Reid dude have been destroying the church. Destroying the church. How are we going to get people off the streets to come into the church if the streets feel like that it's more dangerous in the church than in the streets? So I don't care who don't like me. I'm gonna say that again. Read my lips. I don't care who does not like me. Okay? And he can go and cry to his super master prophet mentor, Archbishop Archbishop what's the boy's name? What's his name? Jordan, Bernard Jordan. Right? You can go and jump on his wings. Okay? All right? When he sit there and gonna talk about, oh, I'm going to pray and shift some mantles about Bishop Whitehead. Negro, let me tell you something. I serve Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And guess what? Psalms 105 and 15 says, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. So you can go into the heavens and you can go into any mantles. Guess what? I serve Jesus Christ. Period, point blank. Y'all don't scare me with y'all spookiness. So what, you gonna go make a doll? I thought you was a prophet. Negro, man, none of that stuff bothers me. The super master prophet. No, you are the super duper Cleo. That's what you are. And what you doing is you also, I know some stuff on you, because what you're doing is you control a lot of these bishops and a lot of these pastors because you know they dark, deep secrets, master prophet. I never even heard that in the Bible. Have y'all ever seen that in the Bible? Master prophet. Who the hell? I'm sorry. Let me, hold on, y'all. Can I get some nerves first? I'm sorry, brother. Hold on. Because I get so upset a little bit. Let me just get a few nerves. Because I need some nerves because they think I'm scared. Let me tell you something. Ain't none of my friends saved. So try me if you want. All right? So, like I was saying, when we have stuff like this from Larry Reid, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher, and they're sleeping with a student or however. I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny it. I ain't gonna tell no lie.
He's saying if anything came out, he would deny it. This is not no alleged stuff. He said it. And then, on top of that, he says this. Where's that at? Where did that go? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Then he says this.
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick. I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
And these are the type of preachers that are preaching from pulpits. Yes. Somebody said, wait, what? Yes. Right? And let me tell y'all something, right? That's why they don't like Bishop Whitehead. You want to know why? Because they can't control me. So many people liked when my church got robbed. You want to know why? Because they thought, oh, God is moving on them. You want to know why? Because I'm not a part of tradition. You don't like me, and I don't like you. And this is why I don't like y'all, because there's so many y'all.
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
That's crazy.
So, and you want to know what? Y'all let this bozo destroy the church. He comes up with all of these allegations about preachers, pastors. I got paperwork on pastors paying this dude to shut up, right? And he got nothing but dirt in his closet. And y'all scared of him? So today's interview is so therefore, yeah, don't push me, all right? This is my live. You get blocked, all right? Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I want y'all to understand that this move that I'm doing is to give the church some strength and stop being afraid of this bozo. I was getting inboxes. They were saying, Bishop, well, we don't see those videos. We don't see those videos on your page anymore. You want to know why? I archived it because a lot of the press was calling me, asking me about me, and I didn't want them talking about him. So I archived it. So all I got to do is unarchive it, and then boom. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to save it on my YouTube page. I'm going to make a YouTube page. I'm going to save it so y'all can click on it whenever y'all want. Y'all just click, 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 click. All right. So somebody said play it again, and then we're going to get to our interview. Let me play it one more time, y'all. Commercial break and go.
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
This is amazing. Because when you say this, and then when you say this right here,
I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher, and they're sleeping with a student or however, I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situation that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny. I ain't gonna tell no lie.
hold on. Somebody said, brother, I'm gonna get you right now, but I gotta do this. Somebody just said that does sound like Larry Reid's voice. So since there's a question, let me show it to y'all. Hold on a second. These nerds is unbelievable. Hold on a second. 1 second. Okay, so let me just show y'all. So it's no question that it's Larry Reid. I'm gonna show you that it's Larry Reid. One, bam, okay. I'm gonna show you it's Larry Reid. And play.
And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
Okay. And let me go to the other videotape so y'all can see that it is Larry Reid, because I don't want nobody saying that sounds like his voice, but maybe it's not. So I want to put a little face to it.
I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher, and they're sleeping with a student or however, I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situation that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny. I ain't gonna tell no lie.
And this is the guy that y'all let tear down the church. Somebody said, what? This is what I'm talking about. These are the type of people that's controlling the church. They crazy. And then you got the master prophet and his family. We love you and we support you. You support that? And then the master prophet Bernard Jordan, he got prophets that call your house 17 times a day, and you got to pay for a prophecy. Are you kidding me? All right, let me get to him. Let me just do this, y'all. Okay. All right. So, brother, great having you here today. I guess we keep your name off unless you want to say it. It's up to you. I'm not pushing it. And I just wanted to introduce you as one of my brothers now. And I heard your story, and I heard the allegations against Larry Reid, and I just want you to just introduce yourself as whoever you want to introduce yourself as, and let's just go with it, man. Let's just go with the flow. I'll ask you a few questions, and I know that you got to relive this thing, brother, and so just do your best. I'm not pushing you to do anything that you don't want to do. We heard you speak about the allegations, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. But there's a lot of people up here that don't know, so I don't know if you want to get into what you're allegedly saying that Larry Reid did to you. And I know that there was an age trickery thing going on with Larry Reid. Maybe you can explain. So go ahead, my brother. Thank you so much for being on, and you got the floor.
My man, I appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I just wanted to hop on quick now. I don't want to be on here too long. It's just already late. But, yeah, I appreciate you extending the platform for sure, man. The conversation we had earlier, the energy felt the way I needed to feel, which made me feel comfortable to talk to you now. So I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just a few things I wanted to speak to, man. Well, first off, I wanted to say, the people that know me, know my voice, that have reached out since this whole scenario reinvented itself with you and Reid. I appreciate the DMs and the calls, and because people that know me know that this isn't something that I would slide about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and one thing that I'm clear on more now than ever is that the church, because that's the space that Reid is in, people are just going to believe him, man. And that's just something that we got to deal with. Is people are going to believe him, and it's just going to be that. Even with what I'm saying being proven, because he's saying it didn't happen, some people are just going to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Even with evidence, et cetera, that none of that would matter to certain people. So that's just what we got to deal with. So it is what it is, man. But I appreciate everybody that's reached out to me. You know who you are. So I appreciate the support. But yeah, I wanted to speak to the age thing. So I'm going to start there. So this whole narrative that he's trying to push, like he's trying to really, it's been the basis of why he's saying everything I've ever said was false.
Well, brother. So before you get to the age thing, the people that don't know what's going on, whatever you're alleging Larry Reid has done, just let them know that before you get to the age thing. Let them know, because a lot of people. Well, let me just open it like this. So I have a police report, right? I have a police report in front of me from Raleigh Police Department, right? And it says sex offense, forcible fondling. And this was filed in 2018. And the address is 3216 Oyster Drive, Olustee Drive. Now, my team, we pulled up the title documentation, the deed documentation, and this house was deeded to Larry Reid and his wife, Elisa Reid. So this police report, right? Can you tell us about this police report if you know anything about it?
Yes. So what I'll say with full confidence, nothing behind it, Larry Reid molested.
Oh, they didn't. I don't know if they heard you. Say it one more time.
Larry Reid molested me before.
Shoot, hold on. I'm sorry. The phone just fell. One more. Sorry. Okay, say it one more time, brother.
No, Larry Reid, he for sure molested me.
Wow.
And this didn't happen. I saw he was trying to say that. Well, I'll get to that in a second. But so the police report that's filed. So when it was filed, so when I first spoke to the detective, they had to give, and he needed me to give a physical address at the time. That was the only address. So I lived with him in a couple of different locations. So he moved around quite a bit during that time, and I lived with him at several different locations, and that was the only address that I could remember. This was years later. That was the only address that I could remember, just off the top of my head, and that I knew that it happened at that address. So that's why that address is on the police report.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to the age thing. So one of the other guys I talked to, it was a couple years ago, I did an interview with a guy, and me talking quick, I said 14. I met him early 2006. I can't remember the exact month, but it was like January, February, March, somewhere in there, right? And from there that's when I met him. But the actual inappropriate behavior started maybe a few months after that. So the actual age, I want to just make that clear. I was 15 when it happened. And he wants to push this narrative of me being 14 and all that. But like the reality is, this man did something inappropriate with a teenager, a child.
So do you want to get into what he did, brother, really quickly?
I mean, in a nutshell, man, he molested me. So the ground of it is he basically manipulated me, and I said this on the other interview, but he manipulated me because of the father void that I didn't have. I didn't have my dad at the time, and he knew I needed that void filled. And the entire relationship, he gave it a spiritual basis. And the entire time he was praying on me because he felt like I could be easily manipulated. And so that's what happened. He started out real casually, and you played one of the clips with the underwear thing, and it just progressed from there, man. And hold on, let me speak to this real quick, man. The second clip that you played is crazy. I've never heard that clip before. About the whole I've sucked dick before, like that I've never heard that. That's crazy. And so I've never heard him say that before, like on a platform. So just so I'm clear, right? Me personally, I've never performed any sexual acts on this cat. None of that. That wasn't what happened. What I'm specifically talking about are things that he did to me and gave it a spiritual basis. Like the entire reason for the things that he did with me, it was he gave it a spiritual basis, saying it was his way of protecting me from being a version of myself that wasn't good. So he was like, he felt like I was going to be a womanizer, or either I was going to be a gay male, right? And he would always have me come to him anytime I felt the urge to have sex, basically. And he would say, well, I'm gonna help you through that process. And so he gave it a very spiritual context, right? And with me, because of the age that I was at, I wasn't able to fully understand what was happening. And now, my mind is more mature. I'm able to see it with 20/20 vision, man. He finessed me from the beginning. From the beginning, he was finessing me. And I'm just able to see that now, man. It's unfortunate, but I'm able to see it very clear now. And he just prayed on that whole not having my dad there, man. We would have very intimate conversations about that, and he knew how I felt about not having my dad in my life. And he just used that to his advantage, man. To his advantage. At the time, he wasn't married. I think they got divorced I think it was like the second time. They got divorced and remarried like 3 or 4 times. I think this was like the second divorce. And he would even, talk to me about that. It was like it was developing like this like father-son relationship. And so I trusted him, and I just trusted him. And my naive nature at the time, and me just wanting that father figure and thinking that he could be that, it caused these things to happen, man. And unfortunately, this is what repeats itself over and over again in the church. Unfortunately, this is what it is with where we are now, man. So I just wanted to speak to that, the police report about the address. So with the address, the only reason that's the address on the report is because at the time when the first conversation I had with the detective, that was the only address that I could remember just off the top of my head. But just to be clear, that's not the only address that these things happened at. He lived at a house in Morrisville. Can't remember the name of the address. And like this happened more than one time. So this is interesting, man, that they'll try to take this one piece and like make that like a basis for why something isn't true, man. You just gotta use your mind a little bit, man. I also wanted to speak to. I saw recently he posted, I don't know if it was a statement that he made, and in the statement he said that he met me when I was grown. He said 3 guys, they were grown, and he said he met me when I was grown. I don't know why he's even saying that, or why anybody around him is allowing him to say that, because I went to school. I was in high school when I lived with him. I drove his car to school. He's on my. If you pull up my high school records and see who was the people of contact on my contact list, his name was always there.
Wow.
So it's not possible for him to have met me when I was grown if he was on my high school information, like my contact information for high school. So I think he's just fishing, man. It's trying to just, because he knows what the truth is. He knows what the truth is. I can't say the people around him know what the truth is because they weren't physically there. But he knows what the truth is, man. And I don't know why I do know why. I do know why. It's and that clip that you keep playing, that I understand, man, that's crazy. And this is, if you understand Reid, man, because I was around this cat every day for years. If you understand that, if you listen to Reid talk long enough, you're gonna tell him himself. And him saying that, whether anybody would acknowledge it or not, him saying that is his way. It's like an internal acknowledgement for himself. He won't ever say it out of his mouth because he has too much to lose now, right? He will never say out of his mouth. And it's also funny too, man. That clip at the end of that clip, how he says, if it ever comes out, I'll lie about it. I'm not even gonna tell you no lie. Something that he used to say to me, and this is how after I started to unravel these thoughts, man, these feelings that I was having. One of the things that I realized or remembered about during those times is something that he would always say is, you can't never tell nobody. Or he would say stuff like, if you ever told somebody, who they gonna believe, me or you? Or he would say stuff like, if you ever tell somebody, I'm gonna deny it. I'm gonna deny it to the jail closes. I think that you say phrase it like that, and with the mature mind, I'm able to see that you're rationalizing to yourself that this is something that you should not be doing. Like, you're not supposed to be doing it, and so you're saying this as insurance. You know what I'm saying? And it's just interesting, man. Every time I hear that clip, it's very interesting to hear him say that, because he's holding to that, man. He told me that he would deny it until he couldn't anymore. And it's unfortunate, man, because him continuing to deny it, because of the space he's in, people are just gonna believe him, man. People are just gonna believe him, and it is what it is. Like he was even in that same statement, he was trying to suggest that, I have unresolved conflict, and I'm upset or angry because he dropped me or something. I'm like, bro, like, it's to hear him speak like that, man, it let me know how much of a narcissist he is, man. I don't need this cat in my life. Don't want him in my life. He's a clown to me, honestly. He's a clown. He's a clown. He's a clown that found some money. That's what it is. Like, he's a clown. Like, we would never be cool. Like, separate from any of this happening. Who I am right now and who he is as a person, like, he's a goofball. Like, we would never be in the same room. And so it's just interesting that he would try to create that narrative, because when we stopped talking, I was the one that made the separation. I deleted his number. I deleted him off Facebook. I deleted him on Instagram. I don't follow. I don't know nothing that's going on with this cat. It's the only time I know something's going on with him is when these type of scenarios present themselves. Other than that, this cat is not on my radar. I'm not even thinking about him. But this, you know, when these kind of scenarios happen, it happens. You know what I mean? But that's where I'm at, man. Let's see, I'll make sure I ain't missing.
Well, let me ask you this, right, brother? Because like I said, there's a lot of people that did not hear, because you said about the underwear thing. I know I heard what you said about the underwear thing, but if you can, because I know you said, you know, what your allegations are. But if you want to, I don't want to push on them, but if you can just let them know about the underwear piece that I know that was one thing that you had brought up.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll speak to that real quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody that was around during that time, they're familiar with this, man. There was like this culture, and it's something that I wasn't familiar with at all, man. Like, before I met these guys, I was in a very interesting space in life, man. I had just started to get into, you know, the street stuff. Like, I was joining gangs and doing little weird stuff, right? And so when I met these guys, like, they had this thing where they wanted to try to change me. And so they did that, man. They literally, man, I'm talking about, threw away I had like 30, 40 pairs of sneakers, something like that. A bunch of shoes. They threw all of my sneakers away, threw all my clothes away, and took me shopping, right? Trying to, like, change my image. I need to be a cleaner version of myself. At the time, I was wearing these big clothes and, you know, typical teenage stuff during that time. And, you know, they on this whole let me change your image thing, and something that they seem to be overly conscious about are nail prints, like, in your pants. And I'm not a print watcher. I wasn't then. I'm still not now. And it was just always weird to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like when you walking in your pants and your print is showing, like, that's inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they would describe it. And I'm like, well, it was just really weird during the time. And I'm not the only one. I know anybody that was in the church at the time, man, he's probably bought underwear for. Any male in the church, he was very intentional about buying underwear for men in the church, because he could see their print, right? No, I ain't even gonna go on that tangent. But so anyway, he the first time that I was with him, when it was just me and I, first time it ever happened, I was actually living around the corner from him, the Olusty 3216 Olusty. I was living around the corner from him at the time, and he came and picked me up on a Saturday morning. Took me to Walmart. It was Walmart, and bought me underwear. He wanted me to try the underwear on, and inside of the Walmart. So I tried them on one pair. It was one pair, and I tried one pair on, and he was like, "All right, well, they seem like they fit." So he said, "We'll take the other ones back to the house and we can try them on there." And I'm like, all right, look, you know, I'm still naive. It's weird to me, but because of, you know, who he is, and I feel like I can trust him, I'm like, all right, okay, cool. So went back to his house, man, and was in his room at the time. Was he divorced at the time? I can't remember if he was divorced at this point or not. I can't remember.
What age were you at this time when this happened?
I was 15.
15? All right.
I was 15, yep. I was 15.
Allegedly.
And so he took me back to the crib, and he wanted me to try the underwear on, like, in the room. So I'm like I said, I'm still, like, I'm like, all right. You know, I guess he was saying, like, he wanted to make sure that they fit and they were doing the job that they were supposed to be doing, I guess. I'm like, all right. So We went to the crib. I put the underwear on. He was like, all right, so that's how they're supposed to sit. And so I'm taking the underwear off, right? And I'm trying to like put my clothes back on without putting my pants on. And he was like, this is how, like, he's like, so he was trying to make it like an educational moment. He was like, so this is how, now as a man, you know, this is how you're supposed to, your penis is supposed to hang. And he pulled his pants down. And when he pulled his pants down, it was he had these jeans on, blue jeans on. He pulled his pants down, and it was two things I noticed. He didn't have on underwear, and he had a erection. It was like not a full erection, but it was erect, right? And I looked up at him like, and immediately I'm like, what? Like, but I didn't have the nerve in me to be like, yo, I didn't have the nerve in me at the time to just confront it. But immediately I noticed, I'm like, why is this nigga, like it was immediately weird to me. And so from that, what I now know is that he was testing the waters, man. This is a tactic. This is a tactic that predators do, man. They slowly see how much they can get away with. And that's how they're able to determine how much of a prey you are, how easy of a prey you are. They start slow, and then they progress from there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it happened.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened.
Well, brother, I know you stated also, I don't know if you want to get into it, but I know you said that there's some other things that you never even said. So I don't know if you want to get into that, but I know you said there were some other things that you didn't say to anybody. Do you want to get into that, or?
No, we'll get into that later, man. It's a lot that I haven't said, man. A lot of it, when I was talking to my wife, man, a lot of this stuff, man, it's a blur. To be completely honest, man, like a lot of it is a blur. A lot of it I remember very vividly. And I think what's like, I know this now because of the counseling that I've done. Our minds, our brains have this. It's a way of self-protecting. When you've experienced something that was traumatic, our brains have a way of self-protecting, and that's what my brain has done over the years, man. Certain events, like anytime I talk about this, I start remembering more. Right, this is what was happening when I was having the conversations with Daryl a couple of years ago. As I was talking about it, things that I completely forgot about, I started to remember. And there's so many things, man, that I could go into that would you would be like, man, you ain't no way. Like, because at the end of the day, we're talking about somebody that's a pastor. And the things that I've seen, the things that I've experienced, like you wouldn't believe it, man. You would not believe it. So, yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that, man. Because I really, honestly, not because I'm afraid to talk about it. I just want to make sure I have all of my thoughts together. Because when you're recalling things from trauma, like it gets blurry. That's how when I first talked to Daryl and I said the 14 thing, that was a result of the trauma. Like I'm trying to recall everything that happened to me and process it. And I said that number, but it is what it is, man. I know what happened. He knows what happened. And, that's what that is. So.
Yeah, brother. Well, listen, man, I support you. And I'm telling you publicly that I'm going to have you connect with an attorney, right, to protect you and your family and to move forward with whatever legal proceedings that you need to do, and I'm paying for it. That's what I can do. And if you need any help with any therapy or whatever, I have someone that I use that for my church, my ministry, and that's someone that I trust. And if you need that, I'll take care of the bill for that as well. And I don't want to get into the open investigation in North Carolina, but I just want to ask one question. That case is still open, correct?
Oh, it's for sure still open, man.
All right. Yep, you can leave right there. I just want to make sure because people were saying that that case was closed and this, that, and the third. So yes, that case is still open. It's a still open child molestation case. And this young man stated that it's against Larry Reid. So these are the allegations. Brother, I want you to know that I'm proud of your strength, and people really need to hear your story. Whatever I can do, I'm here. However, one thing that I'm going to do is connect you with an attorney. You don't have to worry about no fees. I'm going to pay it. If you need therapy, more therapy, because, brother, I'm already knowing that it's rough. Dealing with trauma is rough. I've never been molested in my life. However, I've been traumatized in my life with just different things throughout my life. So I understand what trauma is. So that's what I'm going to do for you. So any therapy, it'll be on me and your attorney to deal with your legal stuff. I will pay for it. And people was asking me, did I pay you to come up here? Brother, did I pay you to come up here?
Never. Definitely didn't pay me.
All right. So I want to just get that out of in the way and out of the way really quickly. So listen, you guys.
Let me speak to that real quick, man.
All right, good.
Like, people are so weird, man. People are so weird, bro. Like, why would you think? Why was your first thought after everything I just said, right? Why would your first thought be if he paid you? Like, why not prior to considering that? Why not consider, is what this guy's saying actually true? And let me just go on record to say, if I'm lying about this, I deserve, and I said this before, if this is something that I'm blatantly lying about, I deserve everything that comes with that. Because if I'm lying, I'm intentionally trying to destroy this man that has done nothing to me.
Wow.
I'm not lying about this. And anybody that knows me personally, they know. You know, so I'm pretty sure I'm talking to somebody that, you know, it is what it is. But whoever said it, I want you to just consider that. Like, consider, is this actually something that happened in the church that you protect? You protect these guys that do this, man. Like, and that's been the problem. That's to this day, man. I have this thing with the church, man, and it's because of stuff like this, man. Not just with me. I've seen other things happen, and just being a part of the church where I've seen things happen, and the church takes this stance of, you know, let me protect him because he's the voice. Let me protect them because they're the leader. Let me, you know, regardless of what they do, we see it online all the time. You know, let me protect them, and there's never any real accountability, man. And spiritual people know what I'm about to say. Like, the pendulum is swinging, man. The pendulum is swinging. You don't get to handle people in any kind of way, and not expect for that to ripple back to you. I don't care how long. If you don't fix that intentionally, it's coming back, man. The pendulum is going to swing, man. And I think all of what's happening, not just with this scenario, there's other stuff I could get into with him personally that I recently found out. But life does not allow that kind of stuff to happen, man. And you don't have any type of recoil to come back on you, man. That's just how it goes.
Well,
and this way is in your interest.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying this way is in his interest.
Well, brother, listen. I support you, and like I told you earlier, you know, I don't do a lot of talking. I just show up. You know what I mean? And you will be connected with my attorney tomorrow, if you're available, or Monday, no later than Monday. And I already spoke to him, and he already know what it is. So you good to go. All he got to do is have a conversation with you, and you guys have your attorney-client privilege. All I'm doing is putting the money up. And as far as therapy, if you need that, all you got to do is holler at me. I have someone that you could talk to. And I just want to be able to represent the church in a different way. That's it. There are a lot of people that's going to, come at you because they just don't understand. It is what it is. You got to speak your truth, and these allegations are terrible. And I think that, if we look at this world, and if you have any children out here, for your child to be touched by somebody, right, you're going to feel some type of way. So with these allegations, we need answers. We need answers. I know I need answers. And for this Larry Reid to go on his platform and say that the person who he allegedly think gave me the recordings of this young man, he said, well, I sued him and all of this stuff was thrown out because it was all false. Lo and behold, now I get in contact with the actual young man with these allegations. So we're not talking about no old tape. We're talking about right now. And the case is still open. So we need answers, and that's just what it is. So brother, I appreciate you trusting me to bring you on this platform. And people thought that I set up the robbery of my church, and now that they caught two of the guys, now people are quiet and they got egg in their face and they apologizing. And pretty much the same thing when I played the recordings of you. People didn't believe it, and they believed Larry Reid saying that all that stuff was thrown out and blah, 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 blah. So now you're on right now. So what are they going to say now? At the end of the day, this is for the church, and we need to do something about it. So, brother, I appreciate you. I'll call you back after I get off the live, but the lawyer is already done. And I don't know if you want therapy. I got that as well. And I just want to be your brother and friend. And, just to help you out, man, if any way I can.
Oh, man, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Peace. All right, y'all. So
I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher ends up sleeping with a student or however. I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, that I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny it. I ain't gonna tell no lie. And I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay.
So, you just heard this young man allegations against Larry Reid. I'm not saying that Larry Reid did anything. I just use my platform because this young man has allegations, very strong allegations. And we need answers. And to hear that young man with my own ears, not based off of recordings, and then you couple it with, and I do not identify as gay. Have I sucked the dick? I have. I did not enjoy it. Have mine been sucked? Yes, and I actually enjoy that. I have actually sucked the dick I did enjoy because they were sucking mine so good, so I had to repay. And then when you use this commercial right here, I understand
if a pastor, leader, teacher ends up sleeping with a student or however. I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny. I ain't gonna say no lie.
All right, y'all. So there we have it. My work is done. And we need answers, Larry Reid. We need answers. We need answers. You talk about everybody. Everybody. We need answers. We need answers. Okay? I'm gonna let you slide. All right, y'all. So make sure y'all share this, y'all. Make sure you share this, and make sure that you understand that yes, I'm a pastor, and you guys can feel whatever type of way you want to feel, but these are some strong allegations of a 15-year-old boy allegedly being child molested numerous times. And the young man said that Larry Reid is on his contact documentation on his high school paperwork. So let me say this to y'all. This is not to discourage you from coming to church, because my church is not like that. And all churches are not like that. Because at the end of the day, this buffoonery goes on in all walks of life. All walks of life. It probably happened in the police station. It probably happened in schools. It definitely happens in schools. It happens everywhere. So don't say I'm not going to church. You just trying to make yourself feel good about not going to church. You just gotta go to the right church. Period, point blank. You ain't gonna ever hear no allegations like that with me. Period, point blank. And don't be discouraged. You just gotta get under the right pastor. Period, point blank. I stand 10 toes down, straight like that. I can preach. I know the word. Y'all want to see what my Bible look like? See, this is my Bible right here. I studies, y'all. See this right here? I studies. This is I studies. See, this is studying. I study. So they can't tell me nothing. This is one of my Bibles. Okay? I studies. Okay? I know what God is saying. I hear God. So for all these guys that want to sit here and talk about me, I don't care. And yes, we have church tomorrow, right here online. For the next few weeks, I close down in the building worship. Too much stuff going on. So we'll be right here at 9:30 in the morning with a powerful word. That's right, from the Lord. Period, point blank. The devil knows the word, right? So let me just block you since you say the devil knows the word, right? Because I don't like your little innuendos. So, what? It said, you and AJ introduced us to others. He never attacked you. Yeah, he did attack me. Trust me, he went online and he said some foul stuff, so. Do you have any questions for me before I go? Yeah. I'm so obsessed with Reid. No, the reason why I'm saying this is because he started with me, okay? So let me block you now that I answered your question, so you don't have to worry about hearing from me again unless you make a fake page. So listen, y'all, everybody put 10 toes down, y'all. Hashtag 10 toes down. Hashtag 10 toes down. Because when you're dealing with Bishop Whitehead, that's who I am and that's what I'm about, 10 toes down. And yes, y'all join me tomorrow for Sunday service right here, right on Instagram and right on Facebook. Sunday service where I'm going to be preaching a powerful word from the Lord. And it's authentic, y'all. It's authentic. It's authentic. That's what it is, authentic. And it's right from the word of God. Y'all come on and let's build a ministry that is authentic. 10 toes down. 10 toes down. The unadulterated word of God. Amen. Now, y'all got to tag Larry Reid and say, we heard these allegations and we need answers. We need answers. We need answers. God bless you guys. I love you with the love of Jesus. Y'all join me tomorrow at 9:30 right here for church service. Right here for church service. Church service. And if y'all know something about these allegations, expose it. If you know something about the church and these preachers doing stuff, expose it. Expose it. I'm doing this for the church. Period. Point blank. This is for the church. Larry Reid has bullied the church far too long. All the table is round, and the table has turned. Yeah, Mike Fox, he says, come on, Bishop, you're supposed to let God expose him. What do y'all think this is? What do you think this is? I believe God is using me to do it. That's what I believe. I believe God is using me to do it. So when y'all now look at Larry Reid, all you got to do is say, we need answers. Let's see what he got to say. Because the last answer he came up with, he said that this case was thrown out because of the vlogger who first put it out. He was incredible, and they said the judge said that all of them were lies, and he threw it out. Now we heard it from the alleged victim. What do you have to say now? What do you have to say now? We need answers, Larry Reid. And you done messed with the wrong bishop. You messed with the wrong family. You messed with the wrong team. We need answers. So y'all hashtag Larry Reid and say we need answers. All right? So all his Patreons and all his following and all this other stuff. Y'all, if y'all know somebody that love Larry Reid, and tell him we just heard some stuff, allegations we need to hear. And this young man, if he wants to come back on my platform, he will. All right? Period, point blank. God bless y'all. Y'all stay focused. Y'all stay firm. And understand that God did. Amen, amen, and amen. Commercial break.
I understand if a pastor, leader, teacher ends up sleeping with a student or however. I understand that can get sticky. I get all of that. The situations that I've been in, as a pastor, as a mentor, I'm not proud of those situations, and I would never tell you. And if it ever came out, I probably would deny. I ain't gonna say no lie.
See y'all tomorrow.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me as we did this watch along of Bishop Whitehead's Instagram Live. My takeaway from the live was that he told the gentleman whom he interviewed that if he wants to pursue a legal case against the blogger Larry Reid, that he will pay for his attorney fees. Also, if he is interested in therapy, Bishop Whitehead offered that to the gentleman as well. So that was my takeaway. The reason why I say that is my takeaway and not the rest of the things that he said is that I actually remember this gentleman's particular story when a couple of weeks ago Bishop Whitehead would go live, every day during the week, like in the evening, and he was playing the different audio tapes. And there was the gentleman who said that, Larry Reid allegedly felt like he was either a womanizer or a gay male, and he wanted to almost test him to determine which one he was. I remember hearing that in one of those tapes that Bishop Whitehead has played previously. So when he interviewed him tonight and just pretty much let him tell his story uninterrupted, it was familiar to me. So for me, what stood out tonight was Bishop Whitehead offering him to pay for his attorney's fees as well as therapy. So definitely let me know in the comments what you think. I thought that Bishop Whitehead was actually done with quote unquote exposing Larry Reid because he had not done one of these lives in a solid week and a half. So I'm not sure what has transpired for Bishop Whitehead to go live tonight. My guess is perhaps he has received a cease and desist from Larry Reid or some sort of legal documentation, because anything that Bishop Whitehead has taught us is that he is reactionary. So everything that we've seen from him has been a reaction to something that he did not care for. So, yes, I have a feeling. I thought we would be done hearing this story, but I have a feeling that we will hear more in the coming weeks. So, thanks again for checking out this watch along. I hope that your weekend is going great. I wish you a safe, pleasant, and relaxing Sunday tomorrow. Take good care. Bye bye.